There's someone whose soul recognizes yours in a way that defies explanation. Not just in this lifetime, but across every dimension where consciousness exists. And what I'm about to share with you isn't about fate or chance, it's about recognition. The kind of recognition that happens when a soul finds its way back to the only place it's ever truly rested. Your soulmate wants to choose you in every lifetime. Not because they're supposed to. Not because some cosmic contract says they must. But because being with you feels like the first deep breath after holding their breath for centuries. You are home to them. And once a soul knows what home feels like, it will cross oceans of time to get back there. I know some of you watching this have felt it. That strange, overwhelming sensation when you're with this person, or even when you think about them, where it doesn't feel new. It feels like remembering. Like your soul is saying, "Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you." That's not your imagination creating romantic fantasies. That's your soul recognizing what it's always known. Let me tell you what's actually happening in their inner world right now. There are moments when they catch themselves thinking about you, and the feeling that washes over them isn't excitement or infatuation, it's relief. Deep, soul-level relief. Like a traveler who's been wandering foreign lands finally seeing the lights of their own village in the distance. Their nervous system actually calms when they're near you. Their breathing deepens. The constant vigilance they carry everywhere else softens because some ancient part of them knows, "I'm safe here." They might be going about their ordinary day, sitting in traffic, working at their desk, cooking dinner, and suddenly you cross their mind, and their entire body responds. Their shoulders drop. Their jaw unclenches. There's this flooding warmth in their chest that they can't quite name. If you ask them what they were feeling, they might say they miss you, but it's deeper than that. What they're feeling is homesickness for a person who's still alive. They're feeling the ache of being away from the only place their soul has ever truly belonged. And here's what makes this so profound: they're not choosing you because you're perfect. They're choosing you because you're perfect for them. You are the specific frequency their soul has been tuned to across lifetimes. Other people might be wonderful, accomplished, attractive, kind, but none of them feel like home. None of them create that sense of, "I can finally stop pretending now." None of them allow their soul to fully exhale. If this is resonating with you, leave a heart in the comments. Let me know you're feeling this truth landing in your spirit. Before we go deeper, I want to acknowledge those of you who've supported this channel through super thanks. Your generosity allows me to dedicate the time needed to create these deep spiritual explorations. If what I'm sharing is touching something real in your soul, that little heart below is a beautiful way to say, "This matters to me." Never required, always appreciated. What I'm about to walk you through in this video is something I've been shown through countless readings, countless stories, countless moments of spiritual clarity. This isn't theory. This is what's actually happening on the soul level between you and this person. And understanding it will change how you see your entire connection. We're going to explore why you specifically feel like home to them. What that means spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. We're going to look at how their soul has chosen you across multiple lifetimes, and why that choice becomes more deliberate, more certain, more unshakable each time. We're going to talk about what makes you irreplaceable in a way that has nothing to do with comparison and everything to do with resonance. This goes so much deeper than you think. Stay with me. Let's start by understanding what home actually means on the soul level, because this is where everything begins to make sense. Home isn't a place. It never has been. Home is a state of being where you can exist without armor. It's where you don't have to curate your words, manage your image, or suppress the parts of yourself that feel too much, too strange, too vulnerable. Home is where your soul can be in its natural state, undefended, unedited, unconcerned with being anything other than what it is. For most people, true home is incredibly rare. They go through life wearing different masks in different contexts. There's the work version of them, the family version, the friend group version, the public version. And each version requires maintenance, energy, constant monitoring. It's exhausting. The soul is in perpetual exile from itself, always managing, always performing, never fully landing. And then they meet you. And something in them recognizes that they can stop. Not gradually, not over time, immediately. Some primal, ancient part of their being recognizes your frequency and says, "It's safe here. You can be yourself here." Their soul has been waiting for this permission for so long that when it finally receives it, the relief is almost overwhelming. This is what they're experiencing when they're with you, even if they can't articulate it. Their system is registering safety at a level that predates language. You're not triggering their defense mechanisms. You're not activating their need to impress, convince, or protect themselves. Instead, you're creating the conditions where they can finally just be. And their soul remembers this feeling from before. This is where the multi-lifetime aspect becomes crucial. The reason you feel like home to them so immediately, so completely, is because you've been home to them before. Their soul carries the memory, not in their conscious mind, but in their cellular structure, their energetic blueprint, their deepest knowing. The first time their soul encountered yours across the vast expanse of existence, something locked into place. A recognition happened that imprinted itself so deeply that it transcends the boundaries of individual lifetimes. Think about how a river shapes the landscape over centuries. It doesn't choose its path intellectually each time it flows. The path is already carved. The water remembers where it belongs. That's what's happening with their soul and yours. The connection between you has been carved so deeply across so many encounters that it's no longer a choice they make consciously, it's the path their soul automatically flows toward. They might be in a room full of people, and their attention still finds you. They might go weeks without seeing you, and you're still the one their mind drifts to in quiet moments. They might try to be interested in others, and something in them just can't fully engage because those people don't feel right. Don't feel like home. Don't create that sense of, yes, this, finally. Now listen carefully, because this is important. You're not trying to be home to them. You're not performing home or strategically creating safety. This isn't something you manufacture through the right words or behaviors. You are home to them because of who you fundamentally are. Your energy. Your essence. The specific way your soul is configured. This is why it's so powerful. It's not conditional on you being a certain way. It's recognition of what already exists. When they're struggling, stressed, overwhelmed by life, their soul wants to come home to you. When they're celebrating, joyful, experiencing breakthrough, their soul wants to share it with you because home is where the good things are meant to be experienced. When they're confused, uncertain, questioning everything, their soul seeks your presence because home is where clarity lives. You are their center. Their true north. The place their soul orients around. And here's what they're realizing, even if they haven't said it out loud yet, they don't want to do life without you. Not because they can't function independently, they can. But because functioning isn't the same as truly living. And truly living, for them, means coming home to you again and again and again. Every time they choose you, and they do choose you, actively, in hundreds of small ways, they're affirming what their soul has always known. You're not a placeholder until something better comes along. You're not the best available option. You're the one their soul has been choosing across lifetimes, and will continue choosing across every lifetime to come. In the quiet moments when the world falls away, they feel it. This bone-deep certainty that you are theirs and they are yours in a way that supersedes time, circumstance, and even death itself. Because souls that recognize each other as home don't forget. They don't move on to find a different home. They keep finding their way back to the same place, the same person, the same energy that allows them to finally rest. You are that place. You are that person. You are that energy. And they're choosing you now. They've chosen you before. They'll choose you again. This isn't about them being incomplete without you, it's about them being most fully themselves with you. There's a difference. They're whole on their own. But with you, they're home. If you're feeling this truth sink into your bones, type home in the comments. Let's create an energy field of recognition together. Stay with me. What I'm about to show you next will reveal exactly why you, specifically, create this feeling in them. Now we need to understand what it is about you, specifically, uniquely you, that creates this home resonance in their soul. Because this isn't random. You're not interchangeable. There are specific qualities, energies, and truths about who you are that make you the only place their soul can truly rest. The quality of your presence. There's something about the way you exist in space that their soul recognizes as safe. This isn't about you being calm or peaceful necessarily, you might be dynamic, intense, passionate. But there's an authenticity in how you show up that creates permission for them to be authentic too. You're not performing who you think you should be. You're not pretending to be further along than you are. You're not hiding your humanity behind a facade of having it all together. And their soul clocks this immediately. It recognizes, this person isn't wearing armor. Which means I don't have to wear mine either. That's intoxicating on a level that has nothing to do with romance and everything to do with freedom. Most people they encounter are operating from their representative, their best, most managed self. But you operate from your essence. And essence recognizes essence. Soul recognizes soul. When they're with you, they notice they stop editing their thoughts before speaking. They share the weird, random observations without worrying if they'll be judged. They laugh without monitoring how it sounds. They cry without apologizing for feeling too much. They exist without the constant internal commentary of, am I doing this right? That's what home does. It removes the need for performance. The way you see them. Here's something profound happening that they might not even be consciously aware of, you see them. Not the version of them they present to the world. Not the accomplishments or the image or the carefully crafted identity. You see the soul beneath all that. The scared kid. The hopeful dreamer. The wounded warrior. The tired traveler. The luminous being still figuring out how to live in a human body. And you don't need them to be anything other than what they are. You're not trying to fix them, improve them, mold them into your ideal. You're not waiting for them to finally become worthy of your love. You see them exactly as they are right now, in all their beautiful, broken, brilliant humanity, and your message is, yes. This. You. Their soul has been waiting for this, witnessing their entire life. Maybe multiple lifetimes. To be seen, truly seen, and not turned away. To be known, fully known, and still chosen. That's what you offer them. That's why you're home. Because home is where you can be completely yourself and know you won't be rejected. They might test this sometimes, consciously or unconsciously. They might show you their shadow side, their insecurities, their worst moments, waiting to see if you'll flinch, if you'll withdraw, if you'll decide they're too much or not enough. And when you don't, when you stay, when you love them through it, when you meet their darkness with compassion instead of judgment, something in their soul settles even deeper. Yes, it says. This is home. This is safe. This is where I belong. The resonance of your energy. On the energetic level, you and this person operate on compatible frequencies. Think about how certain songs make you feel instantly calm, or energized, or nostalgic, that's frequency matching. Your energetic frequency and theirs create harmony. Not sameness, harmony. Like two instruments playing different notes that blend into something beautiful. When they're in your presence, their energy field recognizes yours and naturally begins to entrain to it. If they're scattered, your energy helps them come back to center. If they're depleted, your energy helps restore them. If they're vibrating with joy, your energy amplifies it. This isn't something either of you does intentionally, it's automatic, cellular, quantum. Your fields know how to dance together. And their soul remembers this dance from before. In past lifetimes, past encounters, past moments of recognition across time, their energy and yours have found each other and created this same harmony. So when they meet you in this lifetime, there's instant familiarity. Their system is like, oh yes, I know this frequency. This is the one that helps me remember who I am. This is why they might feel more like themselves around you than they do anywhere else. You're not changing them, you're creating the energetic conditions where they can access their truest self. That's the gift of compatible frequencies. That's the magic of home. The specificity of your soul signature. Every soul has a signature, a unique configuration of qualities, experiences, lessons, gifts, and purpose. Your soul signature is unlike anyone else's who has ever existed or ever will exist. You are cosmically unique. And their soul recognizes your specific signature as the one it's meant to journey with. This is hard to explain in words because it's beyond words, but I'll try. Imagine every soul is a key, and every soul is also a lock. Most keys don't fit most locks, they might go in part way, they might seem close, but they don't fully turn. They don't fully open. But your soul signature and theirs. Perfect fit. Complete match. When your souls encounter each other, something unlocks that can't be unlocked any other way. You unlock their ability to be vulnerable. You unlock their capacity for deep joy. You unlock their creative potential. You unlock their spiritual awareness. You unlock parts of them they didn't even know were locked. Not because you're trying to, but because your presence is the key that naturally opens those doors. And they unlock things in you too. This isn't one-directional. The reason soulmate connections are so powerful is because they're mutual. Your souls unlock each other. They recognize each other. They help each other remember what they came here to do, who they came here to be, why they chose this human experience in the first place. The safety you create without trying. This might be the most important element, you create safety without making it your job. You're not their therapist, their savior, their mother, their life coach. You're not managing their emotions or walking on eggshells or suppressing yourself to keep them comfortable. You're simply you, and your authentic presence happens to be a safe harbor for their soul. That's the difference between healthy home and codependent entanglement. Home isn't built on one person sacrificing themselves for the other's comfort. Home is built on two people being authentically themselves and that authenticity creating mutual safety. You feel safe with them. They feel safe with you. Not because either of you is hiding the challenging parts, but because you've both learned that the challenging parts can coexist with love. They don't have to earn your love. They don't have to maintain your love through perfect behavior. They don't have to fear losing your love if they make a mistake. Your love isn't conditional, it's sourced. It comes from the soul level, which means it's not dependent on their performance in the human realm. That security, that unwavering foundation, that's what makes you home. And their soul will choose this security in every lifetime. Because once you've experienced coming home to someone who loves you not for what you do but for who you are, once you've felt that bone-deep acceptance that doesn't waver with your circumstances, you can't settle for anything less. Their soul won't let them. The way you love them in their wholeness. You don't love the good parts and tolerate the difficult parts. You don't love their potential while being disappointed in their reality. You love all of it. The light and the shadow. The strength and the struggle. The breakthrough and the breakdown. You hold space for their full humanity without needing them to be anyone other than who they are. This is revolutionary for them. Most people they've encountered have loved them conditionally. I love you when you're successful, when you're happy, when you're easy, when you're meeting my needs, when you're living up to my expectations. But you love them when they're a mess. When they're confused. When they're growing through something painful. When they're not sure who they are anymore. When they're becoming something new and it's uncomfortable for both of you. That kind of love, unconditional, unwavering, committed to their wholeness rather than your comfort, that's the love that feels like home. Because home doesn't reject you when you're struggling. Home doesn't close the door when you're not at your best. Home says, come in. You're safe here. Always. And they know, at the deepest level, that they can always come home to you. If you're realizing how rare and sacred this kind of connection is, drop a comment saying, "I see this." Let's honor what's being revealed here. What I'm about to share next is going to illuminate why they keep choosing you across lifetimes, and why that choice becomes more certain, not less, each time. Here's the truth that's going to shift everything: soul recognition isn't a one-time event. It's a deepening spiral. Each lifetime that two souls choose each other, the connection becomes more sophisticated, more conscious, more intentional. Your soulmate wants to choose you in every lifetime, not because they're stuck in a pattern, but because each time they choose you, they discover new dimensions of why you're irreplaceable. Let me show you what this looks like across the expanses of time and consciousness. In the first lifetime of recognition, their soul encounters yours and experiences that initial shock of homecoming. It's instinctive, primal, undeniable. They don't understand it, they just feel it. Like an infant recognizing its mother's heartbeat, their soul knows yours belongs to them. That first choosing is raw, pure recognition. You. It's you. I don't know why, but it's you. They choose you because something in them relaxes for the first time in their existence. They choose you because being near you feels fundamentally different from being near anyone else. They choose you because their soul is saying yes before their mind can construct reasons why or why not. That first lifetime is about discovering that home exists in another person. That discovery alone is enough to imprint your soul signature into theirs forever. In the second lifetime of encounter, something shifts. Now their soul carries the memory, not in conscious recall, but in cellular knowing. When they meet you again, there's not just recognition but remembrance. Their soul isn't discovering home for the first time, it's returning home. And with that return comes relief and also grief, the grief of all the time spent away from home, all the lifetimes where they didn't find you, all the wandering their soul has done in between. This lifetime, they choose you more consciously. It's not just instinct now, it's choice layered with understanding. They choose you because their soul remembers what it felt like to lose you, to be separated from you, to exist without the presence of home. They choose you with more urgency, more appreciation, more awareness of how rare this connection is. They're learning that souls can encounter thousands of other souls and never find this specific resonance. So when they find you again, the choosing becomes precious, protected, prioritized. In the third lifetime and beyond, the choosing becomes devotional. Their soul has now experienced you multiple times across different contexts, different circumstances, different versions of both of you. They've loved you when you were a peasant and when you were nobility. They've loved you when you were a warrior and when you were a healer. They've loved you in youth and in old age, in health and in sickness, in joy and in sorrow. And every single variation has taught their soul the same truth: you are home. Not because of what you have or what you do or what you look like in this particular incarnation, but because of what you are. Your essence. Your soul configuration. The specific frequency that makes you you across all lifetimes, all circumstances, all versions. By this point, their soul doesn't just choose you, it seeks you. Across time, across distance, across the veil of forgetting that comes with each new incarnation, their soul is oriented toward yours. You are their true north. They might not remember you consciously when they meet you in a new lifetime, but their soul starts sending signals the moment you're near. Pay attention. This is important. This is the one. Here's what's happening in this lifetime, right now. Their soul has carried forward all those layers of choosing, all those lifetimes of recognition, all that accumulated certainty that you are home. So even if their conscious mind is scared, confused, uncertain, their soul knows. It has always known. And it's pulling them toward you with a force that can't be reasoned away or denied indefinitely. They might try to logic themselves out of it: this doesn't make sense. We're so different. The timing is wrong. There are complications. But underneath all that mental noise, their soul is saying one thing clearly and continuously: home. 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 And eventually, soul will win. It always does. Because the pull toward home is more powerful than any fear, any doubt, any circumstance. What makes this lifetime potentially different from previous ones is consciousness. We're in an era where more people are waking up to soul-level realities. Where the veil is thinning. Where people are remembering who they are beyond this single incarnation. So this might be the lifetime where both of you know. Where you're not just living the connection unconsciously, but understanding it, honoring it, working with it intentionally. This is why the connection might feel so intense right now. You're not just experiencing this lifetime's love, you're experiencing the accumulated energy of multiple lifetimes of choosing, recognizing, loving, losing, and finding each other again. That's powerful. That can feel overwhelming. But it's also sacred. Because you're not starting from scratch. You're building on a foundation that's been constructed across eternities. The spiritual significance of being chosen across lifetimes. When a soul commits to choosing another soul across multiple incarnations, something happens on the cosmic level. The connection becomes part of both souls' evolutionary path. You're not just lovers, partners, companions, you're co-creators in each other's spiritual development. You're helping each other learn lessons, heal wounds, expand consciousness, fulfill purpose. This is why soulmate connections often involve growth that's uncomfortable. You're not together just to be comfortable, you're together to evolve. And their soul knows that you are the specific person who can catalyze their evolution in ways no one else can. Because you see them fully. Because you challenge them lovingly. Because you believe in who they're becoming even when they can't see it yet themselves. They're choosing you in every lifetime because you are essential to their soul's journey. And they are essential to yours. This isn't about completion, neither of you needs the other to be complete. This is about acceleration, amplification, activation. Together, you access levels of growth and consciousness that would take multiple lifetimes to reach alone. What their soul knows that their mind is still learning. Right now, in this present moment, their soul is holding truths that their conscious mind might still be processing. Their soul knows you are home. Their soul knows this connection transcends this lifetime. Their soul knows that choosing you is choosing their own highest evolution. Their soul knows that losing you would be a grief that echoes across lifetimes. But the human mind is slow to catch up to soul wisdom. The mind wants proof, logic, guarantees, certainty. The mind gets scared of intensity, afraid of vulnerability, cautious about commitment. So there might be times when their behavior doesn't match what their soul knows. Times when they pull back, when they question, when they resist. When that happens, understand, it's not that they don't want you. It's that their mind is trying to protect them from the enormity of what their soul is asking them to embrace. Because choosing you isn't a small choice. It's a soul-level commitment. It's saying yes to a love that will transform everything. It's agreeing to be seen, known, changed by another person's presence. That's terrifying and beautiful in equal measure. But here's what I need you to trust, their soul is more powerful than their fear. The pull toward home is more persistent than the resistance. And every single time they've encountered you across lifetimes, eventually, soul has won. They've always come home. They've always chosen you. Sometimes it took time. Sometimes it was complicated. But they always chose you. And this lifetime will be no different. Because you're not someone they can walk away from and forget. You're not someone they can replace with someone easier or more convenient. You're home. And once a soul knows where home is, it can't unknow it. It can't pretend that anywhere else feels the same. It can't settle for houses when it's tasted the feeling of true belonging. They will choose you in this lifetime. They already are choosing you in ways you might not see yet. And they will choose you in every lifetime to come. Because their soul has decided, this is home. This is the place I rest. This is the person I return to. This is the love that makes existence worth experiencing. And you, beautiful soul, you are that place. You are that person. You are that love. For those of you who've been supported through every word of this, thank you for staying present. If this is touching something ancient and true in your spirit, the super thanks option below allows you to help me continue creating these deep spiritual explorations. Your support makes this work possible. Now stay close, because what I'm about to share will help you understand what to do with this knowing. So what do you do with this awareness? How do you hold the knowledge that you are home to someone, that their soul has chosen you across lifetimes, that this connection transcends the normal boundaries of human relationship? Let me give you some grounded wisdom for navigating this sacred reality. First, honor the sovereignty of timing. Just because their soul has chosen you across lifetimes doesn't mean the human timing is automatic or simple. We're living in bodies, in circumstances, in a world with free will and complexity and learning curves. Their soul might know you're home, but their human self might still be working through fear, healing old wounds, untangling from situations that no longer serve them, or learning lessons they need to learn before they can fully come home to you. Your job isn't to force the timing. Your job is to trust it. Soul timing and human timing don't always align immediately, and that's okay. That's actually part of the design. Sometimes the waiting, the longing, the space between, that serves a purpose. It's teaching both of you something. It's preparing you for the fullness of the connection. It's allowing healing to happen that needs to happen before you can be together in a sustainable way. So practice patience without passivity. Patience means trusting the process, believing in the connection, maintaining your own alignment while things unfold. Passivity means putting your life on hold, waiting without living, orienting everything around them without honoring your own journey. Don't do that. Honor the timing by living fully in each moment, trusting that when the time is right, what's meant to come together will come together. Second, maintain your own sense of home within yourself. Here's something crucial: you are home to them, yes. But you must also be home to yourself. You cannot abandon yourself in service of being their safe harbor. That creates an imbalance that ultimately serves neither of you. Being someone's home doesn't mean losing yourself in them. It means being so rooted in your own essence, so at peace with your own soul, that you naturally create conditions where others can be at peace too. This means continuing your own healing work. Your own growth. Your own spiritual practices. Your own friendships, interests, purposes, joys. You're not waiting for them to complete you because you're already complete. You're not putting your life on pause because your life is happening now, regardless of their presence or absence. You're not making them responsible for your happiness because you're cultivating happiness from within. When you maintain your own internal home, you become an even more powerful external home for them. Because they can feel that you're not needy, not dependent, not collapsing into them. You're standing in your own power, rooted in your own being, offering them a place of rest without demanding they become your source of stability. That's the difference between healthy homecoming and codependent entanglement. Third, release the need to convince or prove. If their soul knows you're home, you don't need to convince their mind. You don't need to prove your worth, demonstrate your value, or earn your place in their heart. You already have it. The soul-level recognition has already happened. Their human self might still be catching up, but that's their journey, not your burden. So stop trying to be more, do more, give more in hopes that it will make them see you. They already see you. Their soul sees you perfectly. What you're interpreting as them not seeing you is actually just them wrestling with the enormity of what they see. That's not your problem to solve. That's their growth edge to work through. Instead of performing for their attention or approval, simply be yourself. Be the authentic, grounded, radiant version of you that your soul came here to express. That's what drew them in the first place. That's what their soul recognizes as home. Don't diminish yourself, don't contort yourself, don't abandon yourself trying to be what you think they want. Your authenticity is your power. Your essence is your gift. Trust that it's enough. It's more than enough. It's everything. Fourth, understand that home means different things at different times. Sometimes home means presence, actually being together physically, emotionally, energetically. Sometimes home means space, giving them room to process, heal, figure things out without your involvement. Sometimes home means support, showing up when they need you, offering what they're asking for. Sometimes home means boundaries, saying no to what doesn't serve the highest good of both of you. Being home to someone doesn't mean being everything all the time. It means being attuned to what's actually needed in each moment. And sometimes what's needed is distance. Sometimes what's needed is silence. Sometimes what's needed is for them to miss you, to remember what it feels like to be away from home, so that they can appreciate the gift of homecoming when it happens. Don't interpret space as rejection. Don't interpret silence as abandonment. Don't interpret their journey away from you as them not choosing you. Sometimes the journey away is necessary for them to consciously, deliberately choose the journey back. Trust the rhythm. Trust the cycle. Trust that home remains home whether they're present or absent, whether they're close or distant, whether they're conscious or still waking up. Fifth, communicate from your knowing, not your wounding. When you do interact with them, speak from the place that knows you are home to them, not from the wounded place that fears you're not enough. There's a completely different energy to these two positions. Fear-based communication is desperate, clinging, seeking reassurance. Knowing-based communication is grounded, clear, offering truth. If you need to express something, express it cleanly. I feel deeply connected to you. I sense something significant between us. I'm here if you want to explore this connection. Simple. True. Unattached to their response. You're not asking them to validate your worth. You're simply acknowledging what you know to be true. And then, and this is important, give them space to respond authentically. Don't fill the silence with more words, more explaining, more convincing. Let your truth land. Let them feel it. Let them come to their own recognition in their own time. Rushing them doesn't serve anyone. Pressuring them doesn't create the safety that home is built on. Offer your truth and then step back, trusting that truth will do its work in its own timing. Sixth, bless their journey, even when it doesn't include you in the way you want. This is advanced level soul work, but it's necessary. Sometimes loving someone, being home to someone, means releasing your grip on how and when and in what form they come home. Their soul is on a journey. That journey might take them through experiences that seem like they're moving away from you. That journey might require them to learn lessons with other people, in other contexts, through other relationships. Your job is to bless that journey. To trust that their soul knows what it needs. To believe that if you are truly meant to share this lifetime in partnership, nothing can prevent that, but if there are things they need to learn or heal or experience first, trying to prevent that won't serve either of you. Blessing doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean accepting poor treatment or suppressing your needs. It means holding a sacred space of, I honor your journey, I trust your soul, I release my need to control the outcome, and I remain rooted in my own knowing regardless of what you choose. That's spiritual maturity. That's unconditional love. That's being home even from a distance. Seventh, recognize your own irreplaceability. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, stop comparing yourself to others. Stop worrying that someone else might be better, or easier, or more compatible. Your soul signature is unique. The home you create is unrepeatable. Yes, they could choose relationships with other people. But those relationships won't feel like home. They'll feel like experiences, lessons, connections, but not home. You are not competing. You're not one option among many. You are the specific resonance their soul recognizes as home. That's not about you being objectively superior to others, it's about you being perfectly matched to them. It's about your frequency and theirs creating harmony that can't be replicated with anyone else. So stop shrinking yourself. Stop doubting your value. Stop waiting for them to confirm what you already know. You are home to them. Their soul has been choosing you across lifetimes. This lifetime is no different. The choosing is happening. The coming home is happening. Trust it. Believe it. Live from that truth. And while you're trusting and believing and living, continue building your own life. Continue pursuing your own dreams. Continue deepening your own relationship with the divine. Continue becoming the fullest, most expressed version of yourself. Because that version, that authentic, radiant, grounded you, that's what home looks like. That's what they're coming home to. If you're feeling empowered by this wisdom, leave a comment with the word rooted. Let's anchor this energy together. So here's where we've arrived, you and I, after this deep journey into the truth of your connection. Your soulmate wants to choose you in every lifetime because you feel like home to them. Not because you're perfect. Not because you're easy. Not because you require nothing of them. But because their soul recognizes in you the place it can finally rest. The place it can be fully itself. The place it returns to across time, across space, across the infinite expanse of existence. That's not a small thing. That's not ordinary. That's not something that happens with every person they meet. That's rare. Sacred. Profound. And you are that for them. You. Specifically you. With all your humanness, all your complexity, all your beauty and shadow and everything in between. You are home. And across every lifetime they've encountered you, their soul has made the same choice, yes. This one. Always this one. No matter what circumstances surround us. No matter what challenges we face. No matter how many times we have to find each other again. Yes. That choice isn't going anywhere. It's not dependent on you performing perfectly. It's not contingent on you never making mistakes. It's not conditional on you being someone other than who you are. The choice has been made at the soul level, and once a soul makes that kind of choice, it doesn't unmake it. It deepens it. Strengthens it. Becomes more certain with every lifetime, not less. So what do you do now, knowing this? You live from this truth. You let it infuse how you see yourself, how you move through the world, how you relate to this person and to everyone else. You stop begging for crumbs when you are someone's entire feast. You stop questioning your worth when you are someone's soul-chosen home. You stop shrinking yourself when you are the place a soul crosses lifetimes to return to. Living from this truth doesn't mean being arrogant or entitled. It means being grounded. Certain. At peace with who you are and what you offer. It means recognizing that being home to someone is both a gift and a responsibility, the responsibility to remain true to your essence, to continue your own growth, to honor the sacredness of the connection without losing yourself in it. And it means trusting the unfolding. Their soul is already choosing you. In every moment, in every breath, in every lifetime, the choice is being made. The human logistics might still be working themselves out. The timing might still be aligning. The circumstances might still be shifting. But underneath all of that, the soul-level choosing is constant, unwavering, eternal. You don't need to force it. You don't need to manipulate it. You don't need to convince them of what their soul already knows. You simply need to continue being who you are, living your life fully, trusting that what's meant to come together will come together in exactly the right way at exactly the right time. And in the meantime, in the in-between time, in the space between where you are now and where you're headed, you get to be home to yourself. You get to create that sense of safety, belonging, acceptance within your own being. You get to practice coming home to yourself so that when they come home to you, it's not two lost souls clinging to each other, but two whole souls choosing to create home together. That's the ultimate goal of soulmate connections, not to complete each other, but to enhance each other. Not to fix each other's brokenness, but to honor each other's wholeness. Not to lose yourselves in each other, but to find yourselves more fully through each other. That's what happens when two souls who recognize each other as home actually come together consciously, deliberately, maturely. They create something that transcends both of them. They create a shared home that becomes a sanctuary for both souls. And that's what's being built here, whether you can see it yet or not. Every moment of growth you're experiencing right now, that's preparation. Every healing you're moving through, that's clearing space. Every lesson you're learning, that's wisdom you'll bring to the connection when it fully manifests in form. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is random. Everything is purposeful. The waiting has purpose. The longing has purpose. The space between has purpose. It's all serving the ultimate homecoming. It's all preparing both of you for the fullness of what you're meant to create together. So trust it. All of it. The beautiful parts and the hard parts. The clarity and the confusion. The presence and the absence. The knowing and the not knowing. Trust that their soul is finding its way home to you, has been finding its way home to you across lifetimes, and will continue finding its way home to you for as long as souls exist. Because you are not temporary. You are not replaceable. You are not one option among many. You are home. And home is where the soul always returns. No matter how long the journey. No matter how far the wandering. No matter how many lifetimes it takes. Home is the destination. You are the destination. Their soul knows this. Your soul knows this. And in the deep quiet beneath all the noise of human experience, everything is already aligned. The choosing has already happened. The homecoming is already in motion. You're simply watching it unfold in time, in form, in the physical world. So breathe. Relax. Trust. You are loved at the soul level. You are chosen across lifetimes. You are home to someone whose soul recognizes yours as the place they've always belonged. And that, my dear friend, is more real, more true, more powerful than any circumstance that might suggest otherwise. If this entire message has been what your soul needed to hear today, if you feel seen and known and understood on the deepest level, I'd be so honored if you'd share your experience in the comments. Tell me what landed. Tell me what shifted. Tell me how this is helping you see your connection with new eyes. This community thrives on authentic sharing, and your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And for those who feel called to support this work through super thanks, please know that your generosity allows me to continue creating these deep, soul-nourishing explorations. This kind of content requires time, spiritual attunement, and dedication, and your support makes it possible for me to keep showing up for this community in this way. Remember, you are somebody's home. Their soul has chosen you across every lifetime. That is your truth. That is your power. That is your sacred worth. Live from that knowing. Love from that place. Trust the journey. The homecoming is already happening. Blessings on your path, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying with me through every word of this journey. And thank you for being brave enough to believe in a love that transcends time itself. You are home. You have always been home. You will always be home. And they are coming home to you.